welcome back. Welcome back to Shut It. How you doing? We've been off for a while. We meaning me, because I've been on the road. I just got back, actually. So we took a little break. I opened for Wanda Sykes, her Please and Thank You European tour. I just got back from a whirlwind. We did all the Scandinavian countries. We did Oslo, Copenhagen, Stockholm, Berlin, what else? Amsterdam, Brighton, Manchester, London, Paris, and then Dublin. And then I stayed a couple weeks in Dublin. I stayed another extra week in Dublin, and I did a bunch of local gigs there. And it was amazing. And now we're back here, and we're here with dumb news. And I'm super excited to talk about the most exciting dumb news. It's not that exciting. They're just idiots. Hold up. Let me bring up the article. Okay. It's a Reddit article. Are you ready for it? Podcaster Andrew Schulz gave you-know-who street cred in the world of chronically online young men, but he's been having second thoughts. That's right. He's been backpedaling. He's like, maybe that's not my boy after all. Maybe I don't like what he's doing. Maybe, anyway, there'll be people they'll DM me. This is a quote from Schultz. You see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this, he said. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. I'm going to do a Schultz impersonation. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink the spendage, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. You know what I'm talking about. It's all over the news. Who listens to these idiots? Young white males. Who went out in droves this last? Young white males. That's what happened. And they all worship these idiots. And they're like, I like to cold plunge. I do breathing exercises, and I'm a carnivore because I'm a carnivore. And that's how you just have to lift heavy. You just have to lift heavy, you know? And then they bring on pseudoscience of like, yeah, man, here's what you got to do. Your mitochondria and your pH balance, and then you just you microdose these mushrooms, and then you have a DMT experience, and then you just babble for like 5 hours, and you talk about nothing. By the way, I'm not surprised that they're backpedaling. I knew this was going to happen. I'm wondering if they were really conned by the fact that they thought he was going to be a good president by just being on their podcasts, or they just wanted the ratings and the tax cuts for the wealthy. I'm going to say the latter, because you don't get that far. I mean, yeah, they're audience members. Sorry, guys, if you're listening to these guys, like Theo Von and like Schultz and Rogan, with all those people. The mass audiences are like, dudes working the fry center at the local whatever drive-through, living in their mom's basement. I'm going to say the majority. I listen to it just because I have some friends who are comedians who are on it sometimes, and I'm like, I want to check it out. And by the way, if I were asked to be on one of these, I would 100% be on it. I am a hypocrite, but at least if I were on it, I would call them out on their bullshit. But they're never going to invite me on it because nobody knows in that sphere of who I am. But if I were to be on one of those shows, 1,000%, I would call them jackasses.
This ideology that's being pushed today.
For sure.
The fucking censorship of it all is the thing that's the most spooky, because it's the only thing that's going to keep us from working our way out of this together.
That and the war.
Yeah, those two things.
That and the ratcheting up tensions all over the globe.
Yeah.
Is a problem.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who's saying he's going to try to stop all this shit.
Let's hope.
Yeah, they just like to blow smoke at each other and talk about how they lift weights and watch fucking wrestling or whatever, UFC wrestling. Here's my theory on that, though. I think the guy who kind of owns Joe is the UFC guy, right? The guy who's like a real loyalist is the head of the UFC, who is also Rogan's boss. So I think he was like, hey, boy, this is what you're going to do. You're going to interview my guy on your show. And he's, of course, going to say yes, because that's who signs his checks. So, of course, that's what's going to happen. So for that guy to have him on and then immediately after go, I'm not a Republican. After he goes to the inauguration, like the day after, I'm not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. Well, why did you go to the inauguration? Like, who goes to the inauguration? Like, no, you can't have it. You can't have it both ways. Sorry, Charlie. Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to put a clip up so you understand what I'm talking about. I'll put a couple of clips up, and then we'll go back and we'll break it down. Like, let's do that right now, if you don't mind, because it's kind of important. It kind of did shift a lot of people.
Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
How was that?
Bizarre. But I don't consider myself a Republican. I don't consider myself a Democrat either. I consider myself an American. I'm a human being. And there's a lot of things that Democrats believe that I believe too. There's a lot of things that they say that I say that makes a lot of sense to me. And there's a lot of things that the Republicans say that, like, that makes a lot of sense to me too. And the idea that I have to ignore things that make sense to me because it's coming from the wrong team is just stupid. We have to have a conversation with someone and pretend that what they're saying is not logical because they're supposed to be your opponent. That to me is just dumb. It doesn't that doesn't benefit me at all. It doesn't benefit anybody listening.
I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to say it. Normally, the people who these podcasters got to go out to leave the house, these are people who would never leave their house and do anything except, go to their fast food job or go to their GameStop. They wouldn't leave their PlayStation or whatever the gaming thing they do. They don't leave. They don't do anything. But the dog whistle was called. And they listened, and they went out in droves. The numbers are very high. Look it up. You can Google it. Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? What is your opinion on this? I'm just curious. What do you think? Do you think maybe I'm overreacting? Do they get to backpedal? It's a little bit too late. Like I said, people lost their jobs. Hundreds of thousands of people, park rangers, civil servants. I know people personally in my family, many people lost their jobs because of this administration. I don't know. I'm a little angry because you don't get to have both of it. You don't get both because you knew exactly what he stood for. You knew 1,000% what he stood for, and you didn't like the lady. Just say you didn't like the lady. Just say you didn't like the lady. You actually said it. You're like, oh, well, who is she? Why is she laughing so much? Why is this multiple degreed defense attorney who is a spotless record? I don't know. I don't like her. You know who I do like? The guy who wears adult diapers and has 34 felony accounts. He has a rap sheet longer than 50 Cent. That's a dumb joke. Sorry. Anyway, you knew what you were doing. You knew who he was. You can't backpedal now. You didn't want her because say it. Say it. You can say it. You're good. Come on. You are, It's a new word of the day, folks. We're going to call it you're a misogynist. Yeah, that's right. You're a misogynist. Mixed in with the racist. It's an amazing array. It's an aroma. It's a bouquet of hate and just absolute bullshittery. You literally make $50 million a year telling some guy in a booth to Google something and pontificate what the world would be like if everybody ate a carnivore diet. Well, what are you going to pontificate now? Now that they take away Medicaid for millions and millions of Americans, you're going to pontificate what you should do, what kind of diet should you be on then? Oh, you can't be on there are no hospitals in the region? Oh, I know what you can do. You just do nature's way. Just go and do it the medieval way and just, I don't know, you can bleed yourself through leeches and homeopathic, I don't know, whatever you fucking do. Or, oh, you don't have heat because you can't afford your heating bill? Cold plunge. It's all the rage.
Baby.
That'll get your mitochondria up or whatever the fuck you're calling it. Some bullshit pseudoscience that makes you feel better.
And then that gave rise to this question I always said, do you end with cold or do you end with heat? And she said, end with cold because then your body's forced to warm itself back up.
There's a moment when you get in the cold where there's a part of your brain that goes, let's get out of here. You can get out of this if you will just get out right now.
So you have nothing to talk about for hours. You just talk about how you dead weight lift and UFOs and like the Aztecs. Did they really build the pyramids? Like who was it? And then you bring on people and then you smoke cigarettes in front of each other's faces. And while your funny comedians come on and make you laugh because you've lost your gift. If you ever had a gift, I don't even know if you've had. Who are like, yeah, man, he's funny. I like him because he's funny. And the rest are these bozos who are licking your boots so they can have a morsel of the money and platform that you have so they can sell out their theater tickets.
It's blown outward. Whoa. Like it's blown out. Now, I'm obviously not a bomb expert, but I talked to one.
You should see erect.
He can't stop himself.
All right. Keep going.
And by the way, when you see someone moving around like that on stage, I will bet you every penny I have they're not funny. Anytime I saw someone miming, pumping air, I would just go, not funny.
No.
It was just like, it was a sign of like...
But what if there's a bit where you have to mime pumping air? There's got to be a bit.
Pumping air?
Yeah. But
you mean like
there's got to be...
Screwing pumping?
Some bits.
What? But who doesn't know what that looks like? Why do you need to pump?
Maybe there's a reason. There's got to be something.
Unless, like, you're imitating someone having a heart attack pumping, and most of the move-around people are pushing it. Just oversell shit by physicalizing what should be just funny the way you say.
If you listen to them and take their advice, look, I sometimes I listen to them and it's entertaining. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's like, you know how some people I'll tune in once in a while to Fox News just to see like what my racist friends from high school are listening to, or my uncle. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll listen to Fox News just so I know what talking points to talk about with my uncle and some family members over the holidays.
This is why the criticism doesn't matter to us when you call us Nazis, Nazi this, Nazi that. I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Oh my hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God you did a hard eye there. God. What does it tell you, though?
But for the most part, it's garbage. Do you know what I mean? It's 1,000% garbage. But that's just my opinion. I'm more of a fresh air kind of a person.
She's got 80 different accents. How do you decide which one to pull out?
Yeah.
Like she busts out different accents depending on who she's talking to. Yeah. They should have made her talk to a bunch of Chinese folks. I would have loved to hear that accent.
I didn't like her. Is she Indian? Is she black? What is she? She's got the crazy laugh. Yeah, man. Cold plunge. And look, there are women comedians who went right along with it, and we know who you are too. I'm not political. If you're a female comic and right now you're saying I'm not political, that's being political. Because right now, there are women who have to drive illegally across state lines. I'm not political. Yeah, I don't know. It's hot here. Sorry, I'm going to use the fan as a prop. I'm sorry, I'm angry. How can you not be political? How can you not? Unless you're a fucking mime or like a puppet person, if you do little puppet things. Even still, that's political. I hate comedians. I really do. They're disgusting. I'm sorry. I don't hate all comedians, but I hate a lot of them. A lot of these bozos, they're just jackass sycophants who are just trying to bolster each other up with just non-news. It doesn't even make any sense. And what's to come out after this? We don't know. You don't like climate change? You know what? You should learn how to you should learn how to boat. You should learn how to plunge. You should learn how to do this. They're going to come up with all these naturalist stuff. I can just see it.
But if you wait a few hours, you're okay.
4 to 6 hours, you're probably fine.
Yeah. I like to do it first thing in the morning just because I don't want to do it first thing in the morning. And
they're going to be coming up with all these different sort of survival hack prepper ways to just endure the apocalypse, because that's what we're headed for, the apocalypse. That's what's going on right now. I don't know if you notice, while the grifter keeps on grifting. I don't know if you saw the other day, he came out with a new cologne called Victory. Did you see that? Our dear leader came out with a cologne called Victory. One for men. I'm not making this up. One for men, one for women. It's $250. This is our dear leader, $250, and the men's scent is apparently it's got a woodsy odor with the undertones of white supremacy and fascism, and the women's has more of a citrusy scent with the undertones of self-hating misogyny. So, and that's one's called Karen. Yeah. Anyway, what are you gonna do, you guys? What are you gonna do? Leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe if this is on your algorithm. I didn't really have a big podcast this week because I kind of just wanted to sidetrack and not even do an article and just sort of having a reaction to the backpedaling and the bullshit artists who make millions of dollars pandering to a bunch of gullible kids, basically, young adults who are angry because they can't get laid because they are still living in their parents' basement, and they are addicted to video games and Mountain Dew and podcasts, and that's it. I guess the moral of the story is, start your own podcast. You know what I mean? Or like this podcast. My glasses are filthy. Anyway, on a more positive note, I want to leave you with a lovely montage, or like a little video I made of sort of like a souvenir of what I did over summer vacation, even though the summer's not over yet. But this is a little video I made wrapping up like the highlights of my tour with Wanda Sykes' Please and Thank You tour. It's an amazing hour, and I think she's going to film it early 2026. Yeah, it's going to be great. Anyway, here it is.